Okay, got a little cut off on the last one, but finally, make sure that you end with an explanation. And this explanation explains your quote and also why the counter is wrong. So once again, this is your counterclaim. This is your rebuttal. They're all part of the same third paragraph. And obviously, this one is the first paragraph is going to be a one chunk, one piece of evidence, one explanation. So is the second one. The third paragraph is where you have two chunks. And remember that because your third paragraph, so much is devoted to it, you can have more information here and a lot more sentences. The problem is it doesn't get you a lot of extra points, and this needs to be perfect. So spend your time here, not putting a lot of extra stuff here. Okay, so finally your closing. And your closing is going to have your thesis in slightly different words. It's going to summarize your argument. And then finally, it's going to have some sort of closing. For all of these, this is going to be 1 to 2 sentences, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2 sentences, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, depending on what you feel you need, and then closing 1. Now, obviously, you don't want every paragraph to be only 3 sentences. So you're going to have to figure out, where do you need more information? Do you need it in your quotes? Do you need it in your explanations? If you have, just be aware that it should be more than 3 sentences. Figure out where more fits best. Finally, these are my tips. First tip, use all articles. So, and I'm sorry if I misspelled that. If it gives you 3 articles, make sure that you cite 1 article in the first, 1 article in the second, and 1 in the third. If it only gives you 2, it's probably going to be 2 that support something and then 1 that goes against what you're saying. So just be aware of that. The second piece of information is to keep it brief. It's a lot better. Oops, I misspelled that again. It is a lot better to make sure that you have this set up and correctly with transitions than it is to have a lot of stuff in paragraphs. So it's quality, not quantity. My third, as I stated before, restate the prompt as thesis. Keep it simple. Don't change anything. Restate the prompt and period. You can do fancier ones, but it's a lot easier to make a mistake and it really doesn't get you anything. So it's better to restate the prompt. And then finally, use the questions. So when people pick questions, sometimes it's general ones just to see if you understand, summarize this passage, but sometimes they use those questions to really get you to pay attention to certain details. Summarize this paragraph. What is the best summary of this paragraph? And maybe paragraph 5 has all the best evidence for one side. So keep that in mind as you go. Think about, what is this question? How can I use this question to help me? If it's a question where you have to support it with quotes, pay attention to those quotes. They are likely important quotes. They're probably not chosen at random. It's likely that they're important quotes that can be used in your essay as evidence. So definitely pay attention to those questions and use them as much as possible. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure that you're familiar with these structures for future essays. Have it memorized. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you got this structure down. Thank you much for your time.